This is the Musician Show on WKCR-FM New York, WKCR HD1. Our guest tonight is Eri Yamamoto. She is the woman you heard playing piano on the song we were just listening to. Eri, do you want to talk about this record, 3-Feel?
Yeah, 3-Feel. The jacket is very yellowish. I look so happy.
Yeah, no, it's an amazing cover, in case you can see.
Yeah, I think the photo was taken at the meatpacking district. Now that area, it's so fancy.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it used to be very funky. I'm telling you. Wow, it's so different now. But so the recording sound, it's so David Baker, and I love it. Love it. Yeah. And around that time, we were playing at the Avenue B Social Club. The name is so hip. And I met wonderful people. And I never forget. At Avenue B Social Club, I met Matthew Shipp, pianist. He is my first New York pianist friend.
Wow.
And we instantly became friends. And I love his playing, of course, but he's very funny and great person. And we chat about, and he was at the bar many nights when I was playing with my trio, and we chat about music, and of course he talks about boxing. But about music, he gave me a wonderful advice one night. He said, Eri, the chord you just played, maybe one day if you slide your whole all fingers, half step below or above, doesn't matter. Just slide it, and you might see the new world you've never seen. It's deep.
Mm-hmm.
I thought, wow, Matthew Shipp, it's deep. And he was right. And I started finding the harmony more like a free way, instead of, okay, this chord, that. This chord, okay, you can use this and that. It's not that. Maybe if you see A, B, C, D is A, behind A, you might see B, C, D, E, F, G, or A sharp, slightly sharp, slightly flat. You can create your own alphabet, maybe. So it was wonderful, and I started hanging with Matthew Shipp, and also many more like a Lower East Side musicians, mainly musicians there. They played more like avant-garde, like a free jazz type. But I'm not free jazz musician. I don't think so. But I like the edge.
Mm-hmm.
And one day Matthew called me and he said, Eri, bass player William Parker is looking for the pianist who can play the edge. Not avant-garde, not bebop, but just, you are perfect for his trio project, and you want to do it? And I said, yes, I love to. And I knew William before, not personally, but I've heard his performance a couple of times, and I always loved how he played. And I was so excited. And that was let me see when it was recorded. I think 2006. Yeah. William did a project, a trio project. And the album is called Luke's Lantern. So this is my first collaboration with William. Yeah. So we want to listen to the title tune, Luke's Lantern.
This is the Musician Show on WKCR FM New York, WKCR HD1. Our guest tonight is a pianist and composer. Her name is Eri Yamamoto. And we just listened to an album. It's by William Parker. It's called Luke's Lantern. And Eri played piano on this album. William Parker played bass, and Michael Thompson was on drums. We listened to the title track, Luke's Lantern. And this record came out in 2005 on Thirsty Ear.
Yeah. Yeah, so I met William Parker. Ta-da! It was so, I was so excited, and it was so wonderful. And I think William enjoyed how I played. So he asked me to tour with him. That was the few months later, 2006. So William Parker, me, and the drums was Hamid Drake. And we did a tour. We went to Holland, and we went to Italy. It was an incredible experience for me, playing, touring Europe, playing music.
Oh, yeah, that must have been your first tour.
Yeah. Get paid, visiting different city, different countries. And I felt, oh my goodness, great. Wonderful feeling. And every night playing with William and Hamid, just the energy was incredible. And I really felt, wow, I'm alive. And that's what I wanted to do in my life. And I was so grateful, and I was so happy. And always back to Avenue B Social Club. So I met Matthew Shipp, I met William Parker, and I met a record producer too. So I'm all set. I met the guy, record producer. His name is Stephen Jork, and he runs the label called Om Fidelity, AUM Fidelity, in Brooklyn. And he's released 100 CDs so far.
Wow.
All by himself. It's pretty amazing. Yay, Stephen Jorg. I met him, and my trio released the album. That album is called Redwoods. And my nephew, I have 2 younger sisters. I'm the oldest, but I'm treated as the youngest. They are so down to the earth. I'm like a flying bird. They always say, Eri, just calm down. Just keep going. Yeah, and I always say, yes, sisters. Yeah, but they're very supportive. And my middle sister's son, he's 17 now. His name is Leo. And he's been doing my CD covers.
Oh,
and
wow.
This is his debut, too. He painted Redwood's painting when he was 8. Yeah.
He made this when he was 8 years old?
Yeah, he did it.
Wow, this is incredible.
Yeah, so we want to listen to the tune called Bumpy Trail. So you hear, I got an influence of William Parker. Just William Parker and Matthew Shipp, they opened another door for me. And the Bumpy Trail, and I wrote this song when I was in Cape Cod. I took a bike, and I did a bike ride. And in the beginning, it was so smooth. They had a very smooth, like a cycling road. But towards the end, maybe they didn't have much budget. I don't know. It got so rough, it got so rocky. And I was just up and down and up and down. And I thought, oh my God, I'm not going to make it. But I did. And after that trip, I came back to New York and I wrote this song, Bumpy Trail. And on this album, actually, David Ambrosio, our present bass player, he joined. So this is a very memorable album.
Great. Bumpy Trail. That was Bumpy Trail on your record, Redwoods.
Yes, it was pretty bumpy.
It got kind of bumpy towards the end.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. And, I haven't listened to that for a long time. But, yeah, I can see, it's more open than compared to the tunes on my first album. So I can see, how our music, growing. Yeah. Good. So besides my trio, I started playing with other people and started recording with, different musicians. And previously, earlier of this show, I mentioned about the conversation and the space. And besides my trio, I was into. I'm very into duo conversation between, you and me, right? And actually, 2 weeks ago, I had a duo gig with William Parker in Baltimore. The venue is a beautiful place. It's called Andy Musique. Have you been to that venue? Mm. They have amazing chairs. they have very, well cushioned seats.
It's very important.
Yeah, and wonderful piano, Mason Hamlin, great piano. And we did a duo concert, and I felt good, great. And there's one story about William Parker. He's such a lovely person. I think he's one of the most a loving human being. Everyone loves William Parker. His music and also as a person. Oh my God, I don't know. William Parker, if you pick William Parker on the dictionary, it says love. He is an incredible person. But there's a story. When I had a recording the first time with him, on one song, there was a bar and there was a note. I was not sure whether that note was E, do re mi mi, or E flat. It was a little bit, thing. And I asked William, is this E or E flat? And I guess, what he said. What do you think?
Why are you asking me?
His answer was, he didn't say, oh, this is E, or, oh, this is E flat. Of course, we expect the answer, right?
Yeah.
Oh, that's E, or E flat. But he said, oh, Eri, if you feel that is E, that's E. If you feel that's E flat, that's E flat. You play whatever you want. And I was totally confused. Oh my God, what can I play? So it took a while for me, but it was a life experience. And what I think what he wanted to say was just feel the moment too, instead of just, being a slave of the music sheet. You have to play beyond, what's written. So that was a lesson, and I never forget that episode. But anyway, whenever I chat with him or play music with him, it is always such a pleasure, and I'm so lucky that I met him in New York. Yeah, he's just an incredible person. And one night in my dream, I had a dream. I was at the recording studio, and I was making duo album with 4 different musicians. It was so vivid, and I was recording with each musician. First with the bass. The bassist was William. And second one was the drummer, Federico Ughi. And the third one, frame drum. It looks like an African drum, but thin. Mm-hmm. And you hold, you just hold, how do you say it? Like a
stand or...
Yeah.
Okay. Against your body.
Yeah. And Hamid Drake. And saxophone, Daniel Carter. And I was recording with those guys. And that was a dream. But it was so vivid. And I woke up. For a few seconds, I was a little bit, still my brain was not completely, switched on. But I realized, I have to write down all music. So I wrote all music as much as I remembered, and I called Stephen Jorg, my CD, record producer. Stephen, I have a project, and I really want to do it. I want to make a duo album, and I have music. Can you do it? Please, please, Stephen. And he said, okay, calm down, just let's do it. And I called William, Federico, Hamid, Daniel, and they all said, good, let's do it. And yes, da-da-da.
She did it.
Yeah, I did it. And I titled Duologue. It's a dialogue between two people.
Oh, okay.
So made the word duologue. I think recently, I don't remember. Steve Wilson made the record, the same title, duologue.
Oh, yeah.
But I'm the first. Anyway, we want to listen to a song, actually a couple of songs, but first, how about with Daniel Carter? He is incredible person. And he has such a free spirit, and he plays alto saxophone, tenor saxophone, bass clarinet, regular clarinet. Basically, he plays everything, trumpet. And every time we did sessions, he brought everything. And in one tune, he doesn't stop playing until he finish playing all instruments. So one piece gets very sweet. It gets long. It's wonderful. And he has great sound. And we want to listen to a song from Duologue, and the title is Conversation.
This is the Musician Show on WKCR-FM New York, WKCR HD1. Our guest tonight is a pianist and composer. Her name is Eri Yamamoto, and we just listened to one of her albums. It's called Duologue.
Yes. Daniel has such a great sound.
Yeah, that was really amazing listening to it.
Yeah. Wow. Great. And by the way, I noticed, WKCL has a website, and I told my friends and my fans, I'm going to be on the radio tonight.
Mm.
And basically, you can be anywhere. You don't have to be in New York. The radio used to be just, turn on the, the switch, and tune to the 89.9, right?
Yep.
But now you can listen to the live radio show, stream anywhere, live. So we are saying good evening, but actually in Japan it's good morning.
Oh my goodness, what time is it in Japan?
Right now it's 9 a.m.
Oh, okay.
Ohayou gozaimasu means good morning. It's incredible.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. And in Europe, some people said, okay, we're going to listen to it in Paris and in Africa. This world is incredible, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God. I'm such a low-tech person, but wow, it's just incredible. Yeah. And okay, so we want to listen to one more song from my album Duologue, and the next one is with the drummer Federico Ughi, and he has such a multi-talent. He is a producer as well. He has his own label. He produces many recordings, and also he's a wonderful drummer. And one day I was in Rome. He's from Italy, and I was in Rome for a tour, and I had a day off, so he took me. I was behind him on the motorbike, and in Rome it's very, like a stone, the brick street. It's very bumpy too, but he took me around with his motorcycle, and that was so much fun. Yeah, we got a gelato, and it was a fun day. Anyway, so Federico Ughi from Italy, and he is based in Brooklyn, New York, and we want to listen to the song of mine. The title is Thank You. So thank you to the people all over the world. Thank you.
Thank you for coming on. This is the Musician Show on WKCR FM New York and WKCR HD1. Our guest tonight is Eri Yamamoto. She is a pianist and composer from Japan, but she's been living in the New York City area for more than 20 years now, and making a lot of amazing music.
Time flies.
Yeah.
So quickly. So that was Thank You. And I want to talk a little bit about my compositions. I started playing piano when I was 3, and I don't remember how I started, but I think my mom set it up. She made up the story, but she said I wanted to learn how to play piano because all my friends were taking lessons, like a Yamaha school, like a group lessons. But after a few years, everyone quit because school is getting more homework, right? And I was the only one kept taking lessons and playing music. But when I was 8, I took an audition to the Saturday after school program at the university, Osaka Music, Osaka Ongaku Daigaku. That's the name. Mm-hmm. Osaka Music School, and I took the audition and I was accepted. I was the youngest kid who was accepted to the program. And through that program, they basically taught kids everything. sight reading and dictations, singing, of course, piano, everything. And I really learned how to write, notate music. And I started writing music, just 1 bar, 2 bars, 8 years old. That's long enough.
Mm-hmm.
It's a good start. And I felt, wow, that's great. I can express my feeling instead of speaking out with words. So that case, nobody knows what I'm thinking. Even, sometimes I feel, such a, dark stuff, but all adults, they don't notice. And I was free in my music, and I kept writing, and little by little I started kind of like improvising on top of the melody, but not like what I do now. And also I always felt each note. I have a perfect pitch. That means if you play string that's C with this pitch. And let's see. C, it's just no color.
Mm-hmm.
It's just so sunny, bright.
Oh, you see colors too?
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
To each note.
That's synesthesia or something, I think it's called.
Yeah.
Cool.
D major. D. And a major, it's dark green, very positive green. F sharp, silver, shining. A minor, it's definitely like a sunset. E minor, so orange. G, major or minor, doesn't matter. Definitely blue. Something like that.
Uh-huh.
And I don't know how old I was, but my mom's been so supportive in what I wanted to do. That was music. She was the one. My dad wanted me to be a business, like a super business person in the kind of business field, and so no for me. It's so not me. But he wanted his daughter to be a super duper business woman. But my mom just respected what I wanted. That was music. So I still appreciate what she did. Was okay, I was born in just a regular family. We were not rich, but she wanted me to get exposed to the great music. So, for example, Berlin Philharmonic came to Osaka. Ticket is like $200. Of course, it's expensive, right? And I was just like 8, 9. But she bought the best ticket, like a third row in the middle of the huge concert hall.
Wow.
she bought only one ticket, not for her, just for me. And she waited for me outside. So she was so supportive, and I really appreciate what she did for me. But one thing, it was funny. One day, I think that was about 15 years ago, I was already in New York, and my mom called me one day, and she sounded so excited, and she said, "Eri, listen, Herbie Hancock was on the national TV, Japanese TV,
Yep.
NHK, and they have pretty wonderful documentary series. And one night, they were talking about the connection between the music and the colors. So it's the bingo topic, right?
Oh, wow, yeah.
And my mom said, "Eri, good news. You're Herbie Hancock." Because I was on the same jazz festival one day, and I gave her the T-shirt, and the T-shirt mentioned about my name and other musician's name and Herbie Hancock. So she was so happy. So she remembered Herbie Hancock's name, and she said, "Herbie Hancock, he was talking about exactly what you said when you were little. He was talking about this note has this color, and I'm so glad. You are not crazy." I'm serious. My mom thought her daughter was crazy, and she didn't said anyone.
She never told anyone?
She never told anyone that her daughter said such a thing, because she doesn't know. She's not a musician. She loves music, but she thought, "Oh my God, my daughter has an issue, or it's just brain's a little bit messed up." And she said, "Okay, I'm so relieved. Have a good day. Bye." She hung up. And I thought, "Okay, Mom, great." So that's the episode. I still keep writing music and always, connected to the color. And now we want to listen to, since we've been talking about Herbie Hancock many times, we want to listen to a tune. Actually, the title is Aung San Suu Kyi. That tune was written by Wayne Shorter, and they did a duo. The album is 1+1. It's like a duologue.
Yeah.
So we want to listen to that song.
Great. This is the Musician Show on WKCR FM New York, WKCR HD1. My name is Virginia Ambliotis, and my host for this evening, or my guest for this evening, is Eri Yamamoto. She is a pianist and composer in the New York City area, and she just played a song for us off this amazing album by Herbie Hancock and Wayne Shorter. Eri was talking about how she's really interested in duos, and this album was kind of a similar concept. It's called 1+1, and the song is
Aung San Suu Kyi.
Aung San Suu Kyi.
Yeah.
So that's Herbie Hancock on acoustic piano and Wayne Shorter on soprano saxophone, and this is a Wayne Shorter composition.
Yeah. So colors.
Yeah, colors. Eri was talking about how she hears like colors kind of when, or she sees colors when she hears notes. So I was curious. I asked her off air if the reverse happened, like when she looked at colors, if she heard notes, and she was explaining. Do you want to like talk a little bit about that? I think that is like an incredible thing. Like this is not like common to me. I haven't met many people who have this experience when they're interacting with colors.
I don't know how to describe.
Yeah.
But sometimes backwards, when I see colors like skies or leaves, flowers, or people, I get inspiration and I know exactly which note or the melody, I should play. It's not almost like I'm not composing. It's just naturally. It just came to my body into my fingers. So I'm just borrowing my body, but I don't know. It's very like a organic way to transform the color into the music. Yeah. And my mom is happy, so everyone is happy. Yeah. By the way, I want to mention about our upcoming gigs.
Please.
And our trio's been playing at Arthur's Tavern. It's on Grove Street between 7th Avenue and Bleecker Street. Arthur's Tavern is the oldest jazz and blues club in New York City. It's been there almost 80 years now. And it's incredible to be there because, you see, how New York City has been changing every day. You see new constructions everywhere, right? And that small bar they've been there for almost 80 years.
Wow.
And our trio got a gig in, I don't even remember the year, but we've been playing there at least 18 years, at least. And I think it's very rare these days in New York City. Trio, acoustic piano, they have upright piano. We wish we had grand piano, but okay, fine. Acoustic piano, bass and drums, playing original music. Sometimes we get very stretched, playing 3 nights a week, last 18 years.
It's a pretty sweet gig.
Yeah, and I'm so grateful that. And of course, sometimes it get a little bit noisy, but I said, please, But I met such a wonderful people, and it's just incredible, because I write music every day, and as soon as I finish the piece, I can try, and basically my music is very simple melody, simple chords, and we cook the simple food into another step with the group. And we are so lucky to have that opportunity, I think. So we are here every Thursday, Friday, and Saturdays, 7 to 9:30. We do 2 sets, 7 and 8:30. So please come. Please, we are there. If you miss somebody, we are there. Yeah. Then, time to time we travel, and I'll be in Japan for a couple of gigs from December 1st to 6th. Then come back to New York, and actually December 11th I have a solo concert at the Andy Musique. We talked about that venue before.
Baltimore?
Yeah, in Baltimore. Beautiful place. If you're in Baltimore that night, actually that's going to be a daytime concert, Sunday afternoon at the Andy Musique on December 11th. I think we actually it's solo, so I start at 2 o'clock. Yeah. And then my trio with Dave Ambrosio and Ikuo Takeuchi, the Triangle, will be playing that's a Monday night, at Bar Lunatico. That's a new venue. And a friend of mine, he's a bass player, Arthur Kell. Him and his partners, they started the new venue, and very cool. The food seems incredible, and the music every night. That's in Brooklyn, Bushwick, Bar Lunatico. On the 12th, please come. We'll be there. Then in New York City, besides Arthur's Tavern, after the Christmas or holidays, probably you want to go out, right? So please come to Cornelia Street Cafe. That is one of my favorite venues in the world.